So this reading going to help you with your karma and why are you drawn to certain things or countries and why are you doing some behaviors that you don't know about. So in general, knowing who you were in the past life, or at least have the sense or the feeling of it, gonna help you to know what energy you need to fix in this life and what is your karma, and kind of like it's a fun reading. So choose your pile. We got 4 piles here. 1, we got this chocolate. 2, we got this Fanta, orange I think, yeah, and lemon. 3, we got this green tea. 4, we got this cheese stick. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Choose your pile. Let's start with pile number 1. Let's see who you were in the past life. I just made cookies, so yeah. First time I made them and they are perfect, but actually they came out of tube, but I only baked them. Okay. Who were you in the past life? Pile number 1, people who chose number 1. I got some notes, interesting things that I just picked up with this pile, like what countries and so on about you. Too excited to do this reading. It's really fun to know your karma and why you feel certain things. It's kind of interesting. I used to love watching those kind of reading because it helps me know why I'm acting a certain way, or why do I need something in this life, or like just in general to help you figure out things that it's kind of fun. Anyway, let's see, who were you in the past life, people who chose this tiny chocolate. So first, what I got here, like the general, before I see the card, like what I got UK, London. For some of you, you were actually in the UK, you were British, and for other of you, you were Australian, and for some of you, you were Arabic or Middle Eastern. So if you feel like in this life now you're drawn to those cultures, and you feel like you want to know you, and you're always drawn to certain things about those culture, either British or something about Australian people or Arabic people, like in general, Middle Eastern. So if you feel drawn to it, because you were, for it's a general reading, so you know where you feel like drawn to the most. You were born there. Oh my god, my hand got shaky. Actually, it's funny that my hand got shaky in this pile. Like, I got some note here that war, like for some of you, actually you were living in a period where there was like war happening, and the countries that you were in wasn't that stable. Like there was some kind of like war, and I see like there were like, you know, bombs, and it was a shaky period of time. Like it was at least for before you died. Like it was kind of like that. So for some of you, I feel like you were into theater. So if you're like drawn to like theater and acting like that, you were kind of so interested in that. For some of you, you were like performing, like I'm seeing theater, not like television, like you were like doing some plays in the theater, and yeah, you were into those things like acting and things like that. So yeah, if you feel drawn in this life for those things, like that makes sense. For others of you, I'm seeing, I know the cookie came out here and I baked this cookie, but before I even see those cards, like I just like in general did this card, and then I've felt like I wrote here bakery. So you owned, for some of you owned a bakery, and you had this bakery like in this country where you at. And yeah, you were into baking things. I feel like for some of you were so into baking things. So in this life, maybe you're drawn to those kind of things, and maybe you're not doing the same thing, but it makes sense if you feel like you're drawn to baking, like baking things. So I got here your spirit is a snake spirit. I'm gonna, like in the past life, so I'm gonna tell you what I feel overall energy about you in the past life. I feel you had for some of you had trouble with relationship. You had bad habit when it came to relationship and commitment with people. So it's like maybe you're facing some karma, something about relationship and love in this life that you're facing. You had unfinished you have to resolve some karma with some people that they might hurt you, and you might hurt them. Something about relationship that wasn't very stable for you in the past life, or you had like I don't know. For some of you, I feel like you didn't marry the man or the woman you loved, and so in this life you feel like you have this sense of really truly finding the one that you love, not the like you're drawn to love, like you just want to feel the connection with someone. I feel for some of you this story gonna be for like it's a general reading. For others of you, I feel like you were heartbroken by someone, and in this life, I feel like something about this pile, especially this pile, I got relationship strongly. In the other piles, I got like situation and things like that. But relationship, like in the past, they are huge damage on you. Like when it comes to love. So in this life, maybe you're still carrying this burden of relationship, for some of you, or like the feeling of wanting something stable and not being hurt, or like you feel there's like some resolve karma. You will feel it, like based on who you were in the past and with your relationship experience. You might feel like you need now to finish this and have a stable relationship. For some of you might always be in the look for that one or something like that. What else I'm seeing for others of you in this pile, who you were in the past life? I see like for some of you were actually like I'm seeing white, and for others I'm definitely seeing like you were an Arab, like a brownish black. For others of you, I'm seeing like you were white, kind of blondish, were very blonde and white. So what else I'm seeing here, who you were in the past life? You're a kind of person who always like you had things to do. I feel like with this pile in past life, you had things to do that you're like you didn't wait, like you know what you wanted to do, but you were on the verge of doing things that you wanted to achieve, and you were like going places. Like you had a vision. You were very like you had a vision when it comes to your financial and career and things like that, and you wanted to accomplish that, but you were stable, but you wanted to accomplish more that you didn't achieve more. I feel with this bio, like you achieved something you were dreaming about. You did achieve it, but you wanted more, and you passed away before reaching that. But actually, it's a good thing that you reached actually your dreams and you reached it, but you wanted more. That you had a plan to extend it to a certain limit, but you passed away sadly before you achieved anything. For some of you, I feel like you had a lot of responsibility. Either you had a lot of kids to take care of, or family members you had to take care of. And might feel the sense in this life. You feel like sometimes, like when you have something in the past life, some other bad things happen in this life to not do the same situation. So actually, we want to do this thing, the same thing that we were doing. If it was bad for us, then in this life something bad will happen to make us drop this karma of like taking a lot of responsibility, even so that we did the same thing in this life, but God or like spirit made us like not do the same by something tragic that happened to us here, like we're letting go of this burden or something like that. Depends on your karma. If it's a good karma gonna happen your way, like this way, like spirit will free you loose from something like that. I don't know what I said that, but you were holding a lot of burdens. Like you were holding the weight of your family and everyone else around you on your shoulder. And I'm sensing here you were working day to night. I feel like with this Bible you were working non-stop. Like you had absolutely no time for relationship. Like you were working a lot. Maybe that affected your relationship. Actually, you were putting a lot of energy into not the wrong thing, but you were taking more responsibility that didn't give you time for yourself or the person that you love. And in this life, maybe this is like some kind of karma, like you have to work on, or like maybe in this life something opposite happened to you that you feel like, and always you feel like the need to take care of something, and you actually have this like like karma things we carry on. But in this life, maybe spirit are forcing us to not take care of other people, and we still feel like we want to take care of something like that. Take our resonate. And snake spirit is speaking about like you can Google it and read about it, but what I'm getting about snake spirit, actually spirit is telling you, especially about relationship. What I'm getting here with this bio, like spirit's telling you like to shed the best things that you used to see relationship, or how to deal with the relationship. They're trying to make you see relationship and act with the relationship differently in this life, so you can achieve your happiness that you always wanted. I feel like in this Bible you wanted something, but you were focused on other people, not other people. You took care of a lot of things. You were focusing on your career or something like that. Spirits are telling you to not do the same thing and to actually learn from your karma. But so it's a good karma coming your way in this life, what I'm sensing. But spirits are telling you to let go of those habits that you are unaware of, like, you know. So that's it for pile number 1, and that who you were in the past life. So let's move on to pile number 2. Hope you like this reading. Let's move on with pile number 2, people who chose this Fanta. Lemon. So those are your messages of countries that you were most likely were in the past life. Okay, straight away I'm getting a message from this pile, like, just, sorry, leave this pile. Hope it's not distracting you. So for pile number 2, before I get into the countries, with the other pile started first, the countries and so on. But with this pile, I actually feel like you I feel like you were very independent, and you were there in the past life. You were very strong and independent, and actually you took care of yourself, and you were doing the work for yourself. Like, you were very like hard working person, doing everything. I feel like from the young age you took a lot of responsibility for this pile. Like, so my effect, like your karma, are now like the sense of who you were in the past life. But you took a lot of responsibility where you were like a child. I feel like one of or two of your parents, one of them, like for some of you, I feel like you lost a parents for some of you in the past life, and you were like working non-stop with your family and sibling. And for some of you, I feel like you had like this well-known, like you were from like a royal, let's say, family in the past life, and you were like so well-known, and you were like that, you know. Could be like you were like very rich, like a princess or something like that, or king, like, I don't know, a prince, like something like very royal. I feel like with this, but I feel like you were very modest, and actually you were working a lot. Like, you were working a lot. I'm getting to stories like you were working a lot, and you were very strong and took a lot of responsibility from a young age. Seeing like a lot of royal things here. And also I'm seeing like you took a lot of cruises, like with the boat, ship. You took a lot of cruises, and I feel like for others of you, actually I feel like you owned a farm. Like you owned a farm, like you were a farmer. You had this farm. Like, I'm seeing two stories, like there's like a big farm, and you owned this farm, and you were there with your family, and you had horses. I know it's there, but that's what I see, like a farm. Like you had like a big farm. Okay, we'll get back to the messages. Let's see here what I'm getting. Yeah, you were like a store owner. I feel like for this pile, like you had a store. For some of you, like it's general reading, like you had a store or a business, like you were a business owner, that you worked hard for your business, or you owned a farm, that this farm did produce a lot of things from this farm, and you own this farm. I'm seeing this story. And also for some of you, you were like really high position, and you were working since you were young. I feel like you were into this industry of business, for instance, you were young. Some of you did lose a parent or something like that. And yeah, I'm seeing the countries here: Japan, India, and Asia. For some of you, if you feel drawn in this life to those countries, I'm gonna say more countries. If you feel drawn to those countries and about their culture, yeah, you will feel it inside your heart, like from where you came from, like in the past life, your spirit and your soul, where it was in the past life. See Japan, Asia, India. For some of you, I see Germany and NYC in New York. I'm not sure where I saw those countries, but Germany came out to me like really, really strong, this pile, and also NYC. You own the store like in India, Japan, Asia. I feel like those countries were like a big business countries before in the past, so I feel like you owned a business there. Or for some of you, you did travel a lot, cruising through those countries to do some businesses. What I'm feeling for some of you, yeah, there's Germany, NYC, like. I see like here that sausage, like it comes from Germany, and I feel like you own this farm, like you were producing like meat and things like that. For some of you, if you feel like you're drawn this life for like you're curious about those things, and I don't know, like also like titanium. I don't know why titanium came, and I had to Google it. Like it's like some kind of metal thing. Was found in India, but I feel like you were like, for some of you, you owned like a big business where you produce metal, like metal to the other countries or something like that, or your family owned a business like that. You were like a wealthy person, I'm seeing here, and you always worked hard. And I feel like for some of you, you lost your parents in a young age, or one of them at least. Cruise. You were cruising a lot, I feel like, or like with the business and things like that. For some of you, I feel like you actually, with this pile, you passed away in a cruise or like a ship that sank. For some of you, it's just a specific story for some of you. And also I'm seeing Africa here, like South Africa, for some of you, like, yeah, because there's like a business like before they used to move from India to South Africa and so on. So this is what I'm seeing for this pile. What else I'm seeing here? I feel like you were a lover, like you had a lot of love to give to people, and like for this pile, you were actually a loving person. Like you were so modest, no matter how you reached in life, and you were always like wearing your heart on your sleeve, but you always gave people love and stability. And I feel you were, some of you, I feel like you were very generous. You actually gave to the community, and you gave people a lot. I feel like you gave people a lot. Like what you had actually wasn't for you, like it's for you, but you always gave people. I feel like you always gave people. You always tried to make people feel happy about things in life. What else I'm seeing here? I feel like you owned like, or your family, something like, for some of you, you own this big house, like was big, either in Africa, some of those countries, like your house was bigger than like in, or also the farm was like, for some of you, a big farm, bigger than other people around you. But you always like were connected to people, and actually people admired you, even you were like in a high position. For some of you, like, because you were always modest, and you always worked, like if you like worked even with the workers. And I feel like you were modest and people loved you. You don't even look like you're not like someone with a lot of ego, like I have money and stuff like that. I feel like you always gave to people, and people admired that about you. So that's it for pile number 2. I hope you liked it. Let's move on to pile number 3. Let's move on to pile number 3. So pile number 3, people who chose this green tea. Who are you in the past life? I feel like this pile I got like, and each pile I got different messages or specific things that Spirit want me to say, like either like focus on one energy or one aspect, or because it plays a role in certain lives, in your life. But in this pile I got like, in each pile I got different messages, but in this pile I got like weird different messages about who you were in the past life. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. Yeah. Yes. So in this pile, have here like Canada, North America, and Korea. So Canada, so those countries, like if you like in this life drawn to some countries, there's a huge chances, like if you feel like always like curious about one culture or something, there's a huge chance that you were there in the past life, or you were born there in the past life. But for this pile, like feel what you're connected to the most. I feel like Canada, North America, and Korea for this pile. Like I feel that. Yeah, so with this part, I feel like for some of you, I feel like you were like very open, and you were very open to other cultures for this part in the past life. You could be before I go into the weird message that I got, that you were very interested in traveling and cruising and going like around to other cultures and seeing other people and nations. You were very open to other cultures, even though it was like in the past, but you were very open to other races and culture. And I'm getting like, don't get triggered, but I'm getting this pile. You were like very, very open. Even when people were racist, maybe I feel like this pile I got weird messages where like you were, even if people were racist against like black and white and all those things, you were very open. You didn't see color in that time. I'm not sure why I got this, but you might, for some of you, don't get triggered, but you might were born in a time of like slavery and things like that. I got this for some of you. And that before, I mean, in the past life, you were like in the time of slavery. And yeah, I feel like you were very open. And I'm getting like different stories, but for this part, you were very open, and you actually didn't like that. You were one of the many who fought for this cause, and you didn't accept certain things that were happening in your country, in your atmosphere. You were like against that. And I feel like for some of you, this caused you to be a lot of burden, because you were fighting a lot. I feel like for this part, you were a fighter. You fought for humanity, fought for the cause. This is what I'm hearing. Like it for some of you in the past life, you were that person. You were that person. I feel like for this part, I feel like you were standing. I feel like for some of you, regardless of your race and color in the past life, you were this person who, like, if other people were hurt, you're the one who will take it all. I feel like you stand there and you will fight. Like, no, no, no. I feel like you fought a lot, and you always said everything that on your mind for other people, against other people. For some of you, I'm getting this story. And what else I'm seeing here? So your spirit animal is the love bug. Google that. For the love bug, I'm seeing for this person, for this pile, like you were actually, I feel that for this pile, you do you, and you are still doing the same things in this life. This pile is weird. I feel like you woke up, like you were reborn in this life with the same attitude and the same things and the same mindset, like because you had, I feel like I had this weird energy where, because you had this strong energy from your soul. You fought for a lot of people that actually, when you woke up again, when you were reborn again, that's what I'm saying, like in this life, even so you don't have the memory of everything, you still have the feeling of you fighting for other people. And I feel like because your energy were so strong in the past life, you still have this energy in you about fighting out to other people. May feel like drawn to fight for other people and so on. You always speak your mind very strongly, even if there's like nothing, like you're very strong in this life. I feel like because you still have this huge energy in your soul. It's actually a good karma that made you feel more awake to certain things in this life, because you carry this energy. I feel like I cannot explain. It's like a burst of energy. Some people have energies in the past life, like they love this, they love this. So in this life, they don't have the memory, they have the feeling of it. But you have this feeling very strong, because what were you doing in the past life was too strong. You took pain for some of you, like you took a lot of things for other people, like you defended your cause, you defended everything. And I feel for some of you, sorry to say that, but the reason for some of you, like I'm hearing a story, like the reason you passed away during defending someone or defending something. You were defending something and it caused your death. That's what I'm hearing. Like, can you imagine dying with that energy and just waking up in this life again with this attitude? So that's why you're very strong and fearless, I feel, in this life. You have this good karma. It's like what I'm saying, like in each life you were born, like the more awake you are in each life, the more you don't lose the sense of it, and you know who you are more and more in each life, like you don't feel that lost. So in this life you still have this energy, because you had it very strong in the past life. So in this life you do have it very strong, like it's a good karma you still have the strength of it in your soul is very strong. What I'm sensing other than that about who you were in the past life. But I feel like you had a family, you had a husband or wife, you had a family that you really loved and protect a lot, like you were a family man or family woman you loved a lot. And I feel like you were very sarcastic and you were very funny in your past life. For this pile, I feel it might resonate to your character in this life, oddly. That's what I'm seeing, like, really. Because you had this strong soul. I cannot stress enough. You were so connected, even so you didn't know, to the spirit and divine. You knew what's right and what's wrong in the past life. I hope you do the same in this life. I feel like you liked music. You liked a lot of music in this. I feel like you had this passion, for some of you, passion to music or being like a musician or something, but you were so like you would let your dreams, sometimes you do them like in spare time or something like that, but you were so caught up in defending people and so you were like, that's what's important. It's like other people are in pain, I cannot just sit around doing like me and things like that, so I have to defend them and stuff like that. It's what I'm sensing here. But so it might be like now you're so interested in art and actually in this life, as per se, and it's a funny feeling. I got like giggly and really happy because per saying you will get what you want in this life, actually, because you did a lot and you like you gave a lot in the past life, and you weren't so like you gave a lot. Actually, you will get what you want in this life. That's what spirit's saying. Like you'll get your dreams achieved finally, something like that. I'm hearing with this pile. I have this cute energy that I'm sensing. Like, yeah. What else I see about you, who you were in the past life? You were a very funny person. Like you were sarcastic. Even when stuff are bad, you always joked and made people feel good about everything. You were so passionate. I feel like you had like you loved people. People loved you and you loved people. Like you had a way in you. I feel like you're the same in this life, where you love people, and everywhere you go people love you because of your energy. You had this energy to make people feel protected and safe, and even make the worst situations seem like really fun and good. I'm not sure where I got this for some of you. Like in past life, you were so passionate and stuff like that. But for some of you, you had insecurities when it comes to your body or exposing something, or I'm not sure why is it. So it's per saying in this life, it's like you will feel like you always want to, like you feel like you got what you wish for in this life. I'm not sure what is it, but you had insecurity about your body, and so in this life, like you you worked on that, or you needed to work on that, and you did it for some of you. So I'm not sure why is it. You had bad sexual and like people with bad sexual intention towards you in the past life. I'm not sure I got this message, but maybe you feel in this life that people are like looking at you in a sexual way only, because in the past life you had this like people like, I'm not sure where I got this story, but for some people used you for sex, uh, or they tried like, I don't know, something disgusting, like not you, like you weren't like something bad or something, but it made you feel like you're a sex object or something like that, and you didn't like it, or you were very, maybe you were very confident with your body, some of you, and people always stared at your body and they were disgusting, and they always made you feel like, for some of you, I feel like you were actually like someone like famous for some of you, or like people looked at you, maybe you performed something for some of you, and you got a lot of attention to the point where you feel like people are disgusting, and in the past life where they only looked at you in a sexual way, so you were always like not liking the way they look at you. So maybe work on this karma in this life. Maybe you had experiences like this to let go of this karma, this feeling of like how to let those people not affect you, the people who always look at you in a certain way, like because you're handsome or you're pretty or something like that. So yeah, love bug, spirit animal for your past life, and I feel like gonna resonate for also this life. You have the same energy, and that's a good energy. So that's it for pile number 3. Gonna move on to pile number 4 now. You liked your reading. So pile number 4, people who chose this cheddar cheese. Who were you in the past life? Interesting. Straight away getting a feeling about who you were in the past life. Your family were, I'm getting this feeling where your family were there. Straight. So I got this feeling where your family were very like, they were, what can I say, how can I say that, spiritual, not spiritual, but maybe they were very religious, or you were from a tribe that had a certain what do you call it, rituals that they used to do. You were from like a family or like a tribe that had certain like spiritual aspect or religion. You were very from like a certain family that were like this. And I feel like no matter where your family from, you in the past life, they always took a lot from you. I feel like your family took a lot from you. You were someone who always give, and they always took from you. You were like, they took a lot from you. I feel like with this pile, you actually helped people too much to the point where they took everything, they take everything, and they always take advantage of you. In the past life, they were like taking your family. So no matter what you give wasn't enough for them. I feel like that might play a certain aspect in this life where you have to let go of those things, or maybe your life now is different, or you were born in really really explosive same situation in this life, so you had to cut them loose. So it was like your karma, or like something like that. You need to let go of but this part I feel like by helping people too much, or giving too much of yourself to people who doesn't deserve you or doesn't give back. In the best life, like I feel like you were a very friendly person, and people actually liked you, your society, or where the tribe you were born in. But your family, something about your family, they took a lot from you. They were always greedy, they always materialistic, and they always wanted more money, more things. They always wanted to take more, and you were a different person from them. They were all greedy and take more from you. They always took a lot from you. They were greedy, and you were different. I feel like you didn't share the same beliefs as your family for this, and you were like having a different beliefs, or you were like having something that you knew, but something about your family didn't approve of. That you were, sorry, I'm gonna have to drink my coffee. Something about your family didn't approve of. They didn't approve of you. And you always had to fight them for things, or they always wanted more. Even so, they wanted more from the society or the tribe. They were greedy. I feel like your family were I always say that maybe you were like German in the past life, because I keep want to speak German or other language. Like for some of you, it might be German in the past life. So yeah, or from Switzerland. For some of you, I'm seeing also Switzerland and Germany. I'm gonna see that those notes. What else I'm seeing? Yeah, you had to fight a lot of people. You had to fight a lot. You fought your family a lot. I feel like you were in the greedy type, and you always. Some people came to you because of your family. Say your family did that or they do that, and you had to stand up for them, and like, but your family always took from you, and you gave your family what they wanted. But people in your society here where you were born in, they liked you a lot because you were not like your family, and you were actually modest and understand them and give much to them. Maybe your family had like a higher position in society, or maybe not. For some of you, it's a general reading. I've seen two kinds, and yeah, I feel like you were, for some of you, I'm seeing this like thing, like there's like two nations or two cultures or two languages are spoken in the country where you were from, or like they were like, maybe it was taken by other country, like it was like after a war. I'm not seeing a war, but there's like other foreigners living in your country or something like that, in the country that you were born at. in the past life. And I'm seeing you always wanted, like, I feel like you always found in the past life, so might play in this karma that you were, this way you were very spiritual and very awake. So you might have this power in this life to be like awake and a psychic, or you know things, like, because you were very connected to the divine, so you know it or not. So in this life you are very awake, like you were awake in the past life, and this life you are awake, like you knew what divine and what souls or spirit trying to tell you. Not necessarily like you didn't maybe had an idea about what is it, but sometimes you didn't listen because you gave too much, because you were an empath or something. You gave too much to people who didn't deserve you, or they were a toxic family or something like that. Let's see your note. I'm gonna see more. Yeah, here, America. So you were American or Native American for some of you. Latin, Scottish. I'm seeing Scottish. So I'm not sure why, but tea and coffee, and this while I had to drink coffee. I feel like you were in a country where they made tea and coffee, and like from before, you have to Google that. So when you're ever drawn to a country or something in this life, it means that you were from, like, in the past life, you have this feeling of it. So there's a country where they made tea or coffee, from a country that they made that, or it was a specific thing in your culture, like in the past life. What else I'm seeing here? Gazal spirit. So Gazal spirit, I feel like with Gazal spirit, I feel like you were awake. Yeah, it's like very spiritual person. You knew you were very connected to the divine and spirit, and you always like, I see you this, like, this bonfire, and I see you like sitting around this, like, outside, and like kind of wood, something like that, outdoors, and you were sitting, like, you like to sit alone to something, like around the bonfire, see fire or something like that, and you were looking to the star, you look to the sky, or you always wondered about things in life. Like, you didn't specifically took what your family and parents told you, like, this is that. You always felt there's more in life or something like that, and you're very connected. Even so, I feel like you might didn't know that you were connected to spirit, and you knew like what your intuition and everything was telling you. So in this life you have this ability to connect with people, and you are a psychic or something. I'm seeing bookstore here also. For some of you, I feel like you owned a bookstore, or your family owned a bookstore. Like, there was something about books that you like. Maybe in this life you like to read books, or a lot of books, or you wanted to be a writer in the past life, or you wrote a lot. You had the journal for some of you that you wrote in a lot. So in this life you might be drawn to like writing or something, or you have some kind of knowledge that you want to share. Like, you always feel like you want to share your knowledge with people. And I'm seeing also, if you are a woman, you were I'm seeing the different stories, but for some of you, I'm trying not to say like a lot of negative things, but actually you died during birth. For some of you, like, you birthed your baby and died. This is a sad story. Or also, if you feel like this, if you feel drawn to that, to this feeling, or for some of you, like, your mother actually died during birth, where she gave birth of you, and you always like took care or gave much to your family and friends, and your sisters, siblings, or brothers. You always missed your mother. So in this life you have to, you maybe your karma feel like letting go of this pain or something like that. Took much, and they didn't give back love to you. What I'm seeing. What else I'm seeing here? I felt something like, not a pain, maybe you carried some kind of pain to this life, and you have to let go of it, and certain things happen to you in this life that you need to let go of it, and you don't know why those bad things happen to you in this life, because you need to let go of this pain that you carried on. Like, you carried a lot of pain. I feel like you didn't let go of, like, losing someone in the past life, and yeah, you gave too much to people, they didn't give back. So you need, in this life, you need to realize that people need to give you back, and you will receive good karma in this life. What else I'm seeing for you? feel like you had a box that you liked so much that you were putting your things inside. I'm not sure what is it with this box, cute box. Maybe in this life you feel like you like having boxes that you put things on or something. You don't know why it's wrong. It's kind of cute what I'm seeing, like you put your things inside this box. There's like things that you really liked or like sentimental things. And I feel like yeah, everyone loved you, like around you, except your family. I feel like this, like your family always took, they know your power, they didn't want you to succeed with something. And because you missed this parents that you lost, for some of you, like you lost your mother or something in the past life, you felt obligated to give more to your family because you feel like you want to share this love with your mother or something like that. That's why you didn't say no. So in this life, I feel like your karma gonna be like to let go of this pain, even so that you have pain. It's not your responsibility to make other people don't feel it. I feel like you didn't want other people to feel the pain that you're feeling, or your siblings. So you always like try to protect them and give them more. They were greedy and they were toxic. So maybe in this life, your karma is to let go of, like, it's not your responsibility if people are toxic, or if your sibling or your family are toxic. Even so, you don't want them to feel some kind of pain. It's not your responsibility. If someone is very toxic, you need to let go of the pain, something like that. So I hope you like this reading, and like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if you want to. Thank you.